Welcome back to Senior Health 365, your go-to channel for practical science-backed advice to help you thrive in your golden years. And today we're diving into a topic that might surprise you. Fruits. They're nature's candy, right? Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and that sweet, refreshing taste we all love. But here's the thing no one's talking about. After age 60, some fruits can silently sabotage your health. They can weaken your legs, disrupt your circulation, and even accelerate muscle loss. And it's not just about sugar, it's about how your aging body processes certain compounds in these fruits. In this episode, we're uncovering the 7 fruits you might want to rethink, especially if you're not as active as you used to be. We'll break down why these fruits can cause problems, how they affect your energy, balance, and strength, and, most importantly, what to eat instead, to keep you moving, feeling sharp, and living your best life. So, grab a glass of water, settle in, and let's get started with Senior Health 365. Now, before we jump in, let me be clear. Fruit isn't the enemy. But not all fruits are created equal, especially as we age. Your body changes after 60. Your metabolism slows, your insulin sensitivity shifts, and your circulation becomes more delicate. The fruits you loved in your 30s or 40s might not love you back the same way now. And if you're noticing symptoms like leg cramps, swelling in your ankles, afternoon fatigue, or even that foggy feeling in your head, your fruit choices could be part of the puzzle. Let's start with our first fruit, and it's one you might have in your kitchen right now. Fruit number 1, bananas, when you're not active. Bananas are the ultimate grab-and-go snack. They're soft, sweet, and easy to eat. No prep needed. You see them in every grocery store, every breakfast spread, and probably in your fruit bowl right now. And for good reason. They're rich in potassium, quick to digest, and give you a burst of energy. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Bananas are only your friend if you're moving. If you're over 60 and living a more sedentary lifestyle, maybe you're not walking miles every day or hitting the gym, bananas can quietly work against you. Why? It comes down to sugar and context. A medium banana has about 14 to 18 grams of sugar, mostly in the form of glucose. That's not a bad thing if you're active. If you're out gardening, playing pickleball, or chasing grandkids, your muscles burn that sugar for fuel, and your body handles it like a champ. But if you're spending most of your day sitting, reading, watching TV, or doing light chores, that sugar has nowhere to go. When you eat a banana, especially on its own, it spikes your blood sugar fast. Your body pumps out insulin to clear it, and what doesn't get used gets stored, often as belly fat, the kind that's linked to heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. And that's not all. You've probably heard bananas are great for potassium, which helps with heart rhythm and muscle function. But potassium needs a partner, magnesium. Without enough magnesium, and many seniors are low due to age, stress, or medications like diuretics, you can end up with an imbalance. That imbalance shows up as muscle cramps, especially at night, or that tight, achy feeling in your calves. I had a patient, Margaret, who was eating a banana every morning to prevent leg cramps, but they kept getting worse. When we swapped her banana for magnesium-rich foods like spinach and pumpkin seeds, her cramps eased up in just a week. So, what's the takeaway? Bananas aren't bad. They're just situational. If you're active, they're a great choice before or after movement. But if you're snacking on them while binge-watching your favorite show, you're setting yourself up for blood sugar swings, fatigue, and even weight gain. Tip: if you love bananas, don't eat them alone. Pair half a banana with a spoonful of almond butter or a handful of walnuts to slow the sugar spike, or toss it into a smoothie with spinach, Greek yogurt, and chia seeds. Limit them to once or twice a week, and only after some activity. If you're feeling sluggish, gaining weight around your middle, or waking up with leg cramps, try cutting bananas out for 2 weeks and see how you feel. Replace them with lower sugar options like berries or a green apple. Your body will thank you. Fruit number 2, grapes. Next up, grapes. They're small, juicy, and feel like the perfect healthy snack. You pop a few in your mouth while reading or watching TV, thinking you're doing your body a favor. After all, grapes are packed with antioxidants like resveratrol, which is great for your heart, right? Well, not so fast. For seniors especially, those who aren't very active, grapes can be a sugar trap that messes with your blood sugar and circulation. Here's why. A small handful of grapes, say 15 to 20, has about 20 grams of sugar, more than a small chocolate bar. That sugar hits your bloodstream fast because grapes are low in fiber and high in glucose and fructose. For a younger body, that might not be a big deal. But after 60, when insulin sensitivity often declines, that sugar spike can linger, causing inflammation in your blood vessels. Over time, this damages the tiny capillaries that deliver oxygen to your legs, feet, and even your brain. You might notice this as swelling in your ankles by the end of the day, or that heavy, tired feeling in your legs. Maybe you're getting tingling in your feet or restless legs at night. These aren't just random signs of aging. They're often tied to blood sugar spikes and poor circulation, and grapes can contribute to that cycle. I had a viewer, Tom, who loved snacking on grapes in the afternoon. He couldn't figure out why his legs felt so heavy and his energy tanked by 4 p.m. When he swapped grapes for raspberries, his swelling went down, and he felt steadier on his feet within days. And let's talk about that resveratrol. Yes, it's in grapes, but you'd need to eat buckets of them to get any real benefit, and by then, the sugar would do far more harm than the resveratrol could help. If you want those heart healthy benefits, a small glass of red wine or a resveratrol supplement is a smarter choice. Tip: if grapes are your go-to, rethink them. Opt for low-sugar, high-fiber fruits like blueberries or blackberries, which support your blood vessels without the sugar overload. If you must have grapes, eat just a few and pair them with a protein like a slice of cheese or a handful of nuts to slow digestion. And never snack on them alone, especially in the afternoon when your insulin sensitivity is naturally lower. Fruit. The 3. Watermelon. Who doesn't love watermelon? It's the taste of summer, sweet, refreshing, and hydrating. Or so we think. Watermelon is about 92% water, which sounds great, but the other 8% is mostly sugar with very little fiber or protein to balance it. That makes watermelon one of the highest glycemic fruits out there, with a glycemic index of 72 to 80, higher than some processed carbs. For seniors, especially those who aren't moving much, watermelon can send your blood sugar on a wild ride that leaves you feeling worse than before. When you eat watermelon, particularly on an empty stomach, that sugar floods your bloodstream. You get a quick burst of energy, but then comes the crash: shaky hands, foggy thinking, and heavier legs. Over time, these repeated spikes can damage the tiny blood vessels in your feet, hands, and brain, leading to symptoms like numbness, tingling, or even dizziness when you stand up. These are signs of poor microcirculation, and watermelon's high sugar content can make it worse. And here's the kicker. Watermelon isn't as hydrating as you think. Yes, it's mostly water, but it lacks the minerals like sodium and magnesium that help your body hold on to that water. Without them, you might find yourself running to the bathroom more often, only to feel dehydrated, tired, or dizzy afterward. I had a patient, Susan, who ate watermelon every afternoon thinking it was keeping her hydrated. She couldn't understand why she felt so sluggish. When we switched her to cucumber slices with a pinch of sea salt, her energy stabilized, and her legs felt lighter. Tip: treat watermelon like a treat, not a staple. If you're going to have it, eat a small slice after a meal with protein or fat, like a piece of grilled chicken or a handful of almonds. Reserve it for special occasions, not daily snacks. For hydration, stick to water with a splash of lemon or cucumber, and for fruit, choose lower glycemic options like strawberries or kiwi. Fruit ver 4. Fruit juice. All kinds. Let's talk about fruit juice. Orange, apple, grape, pomegranate. You name it. For years we've been told a glass of juice is a healthy way to start the day, packed with vitamin C and antioxidants. But here's the truth. Fruit juice is one of the biggest health myths out there, especially for seniors. It's not a nutrient powerhouse, it's liquid sugar, and it's doing more harm than good. An 8-ounce glass of orange juice has about 21 to 26 grams of sugar, mostly fructose. That's like drinking a soda, but without the warning label. When you drink juice, you're getting all the sugar of fruit without the fiber that slows digestion. This sends a massive sugar load straight to your liver, which has to process it all at once. Over time, this can lead to fatty liver, insulin resistance, and inflammation that damages your blood vessels. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. Your liver isn't as efficient as it was, and your blood vessels are more fragile. Those daily glasses of juice can contribute to swelling in your legs, tingling in your feet, or that wobbly feeling when you stand up too fast. I had a viewer, Linda, who drank apple juice every morning for energy. She was shocked to learn it was causing her mid-morning crashes and bloating. When she switched to eating a whole apple with almond butter, her energy leveled out, and she felt clearer all day. And it doesn't matter if the juice is fresh squeezed or organic. Without fiber, it's still sugar water. Even juices labeled no added sugar are a problem because the natural sugars are so concentrated. Tip: ditch the juice entirely. If you want hydration, drink water with a squeeze of citrus or a few mint leaves. If you want fruit's nutrients, eat the whole fruit, berries, apples, or pears with the skin on. Your liver, blood vessels, and energy levels will thank you. Fruit. Dried fruits. Dried fruits, raisins, dates, dried apricots. They're marketed as healthy snacks, the perfect alternative to candy. But for seniors, they're one of the sneakiest health traps. When you dry fruit, you strip away its water, leaving behind a concentrated dose of sugar. A single date has about 16 grams of sugar, and a cup of raisins can have over 85 grams more than 2 candy bars. Because they're small and easy to eat, it's tempting to grab a handful, but that's like eating spoonfuls of sugar without realizing it. This sugar overload spikes your blood sugar, stresses your insulin, and leaves you feeling tired and foggy. But there's another problem. Dried fruits dehydrate you. Your body needs water to keep your muscles flexible, your joints lubricated, and your circulation strong. Dried fruits pull water from your system to digest, which can leave you feeling bloated, constipated, or even dizzy. I had a patient, Robert, who snacked on raisins every evening. He was frustrated by constant joint stiffness and fatigue. When he switched to fresh berries, his digestion improved, and he felt more energized. And don't be fooled by no added sugar labels. Many dried fruits are coated in oils or preservatives that can irritate your gut or lungs, especially if you're sensitive. Tip: skip dried fruits or treat them like candy. Small amounts, rarely and always with protein or fat, like a few raisins. With nuts. For snacks, choose fresh fruits like apples or berries that hydrate and nourish without the sugar overload. Fruit number 6. Canned fruit in syrup. Canned fruit in syrup, peaches, pears, pineapple. It's a staple in many kitchens. It's convenient, shelf-stable, and feels like a healthy choice. But let's be real. Once fruit is canned in syrup, it's not fruit anymore. It's a sugar-soaked imposter that can wreak havoc on your health. The syrup, often made from high fructose, corn syrup, floods your body with 20 to 30 grams of sugar per small can. That's more than a dessert, but it doesn't feel indulgent, so you eat it more often. This sugar inflames the lining of your blood vessels, slowing circulation to your legs and feet. You might notice swelling, heaviness, or tingling. Signs: your blood flow is struggling, and the fruit itself. The canning process strips away fiber and nutrients, leaving soft, sugary mush that digests too fast. I had a viewer, Diane, who ate canned peaches every night as a healthy dessert. She couldn't figure out why her legs felt so heavy. When she switched to fresh pears, her swelling decreased, and she felt steadier. Tip: avoid canned fruit. In syrup completely. If you must have canned fruit, choose ones packed in water or their own juice, and rinse them well. Better yet, stick to fresh or frozen fruit for real nourishment. Fruit number 7. Overripe mangoes. Finally, let's talk about mangoes. They're delicious, tropical, and seem like a healthy treat. But when mangoes are overripe, and many are by the time they reach your kitchen, they're a sugar bomb with less fiber than you'd expect. A single cup of overripe mango can have 25 grams of sugar, which hits your bloodstream hard, especially if you're not active. This can lead to dizziness, shaky legs, or that heavy feeling after eating. For seniors, this sugar spike can also strain your insulin response, making it harder to maintain steady energy or strong circulation. Mangoes in smoothies or desserts are especially tricky because it's easy to overdo it. Tip: if you love mangoes, choose ones that are slightly firm, not overly soft, and eat them in moderation with fat or protein, like avocado or Greek yogurt.
For daily fruit, stick to berries or apples, which are gentler on your system. What to eat instead? So what should you eat instead? Focus on low-sugar, high-fiber fruits that support your circulation, energy, and strength. Berries like blueberries
and raspberries are packed with antioxidants and fiber to protect your blood vessels. Apples with the skin on regulate blood sugar and keep you full. And don't forget avocados. Yes, they're a fruit. They're loaded with healthy fats and potassium to support muscle tone. Always pair fruit with protein or fat to slow digestion and eat it with meals, not as a standalone snack. And listen to your body. If you're feeling bloated, tired, or unsteady after eating certain fruits, it's time to make a change. At Senior Health 365, we're all about empowering you to live stronger, clearer, and more vibrantly every day. The foods you choose matter, especially after 60. By avoiding these 7 fruits, or at least eating them smarter, you can protect your legs, your energy, and your freedom to move. If you found this helpful, give us a like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Let's keep the conversation going. What fruits are you eating, and how do they make you feel? Drop a comment below, and we'll see you next. Time on Senior Health 365. Stay strong, stay healthy, and keep moving.